traveling to Monroe, you know, we only played one game this week, so it gave us opportunity to get some people healthy. And I thought we started off the game really, really well, making stops. You know, we talk about our defense and making kills. That's like making 3 stops in a row. And in the first quarter, we had 3 kills, that was 9 stops in a row that we made. So I thought that was the way to start the game. Was really, really good for us. We shot the ball right at 60% the first quarter, too. So first quarter was really good. In the second quarter, the game kind of changed, and we didn't make the stops that we needed. And I think it affected our offense, too, a little bit, and didn't shoot the ball as well. And in the second half, we were able to kind of regain some of the defensive stops, and, you know, we finished off the game strong. You know, Ty Doucette was limited to like 20 minutes with her injury, but looked really good, and I was proud of her to fight through that injury to play. And Brandon Williams played real well. But I think as a whole, the team played really well defensively, and I think that's going to be the key for us moving down. You know, Texas State's going to be a tough game. It's a great matchup, I think, for us because they play a little bit of small ball. But it's going to be a very tough game, but we really need this game to kind of position ourselves for the seed. On Saturday, it's a big part of not only my family, but the Cajun family and the Acadiana family. When you talk about cancer in our region, it's prevalent everywhere. And for me, the louder and the higher the mountain I get on and the higher I can speak about it, the more that I think we can make a difference in people's lives, you know. I just applaud the medical industry and the advances they're making. You know, my wife maybe have passed, but she's still making a difference in a lot of other people's lives. We found out 2 weeks ago, she was put in a trial program, and we were asked after she passed if they could continue to experiment with some of her cancers that she passed of. And one of the things that we found out was the mutations that she had was very, very aggressive. And it was something that they had never known about, and, you know, they wasn't sure about. And I think it's going to help to save lives on how to treat that specific type of breast cancer. And, you know, we have Dr. Maggart's wife. We also have Diamond Morrison's mom. So there's so many people that are affected. I mean, I could go on and on. The Boudreaux, the Heberts, everybody that I know that have cancer. And my thing when we first started this 7 years ago was more about awareness. You know, we got to be aware of what cancer does and how the early detection can make a big difference. And that was my stand. And it kind of changed when my wife passed. Was now how can we what do we need to do to better treat these diseases and all that? And what better, you know, I keep talking about our institution is a great institution, and we're just trying to help educate people about this dreaded disease and this fight that we have. And, you know, I love the fact that the media has been awesome. I mean, Kevin Foote wrote a story the last couple of years that just, you know, it kind of reminds me of what we're supposed to do. You know, Saturday, I really want to have a game, but I really want to have 10,000 people fighting cancer. That would be my goal. You know, our walk, this will be the first year we do a walk. And I would love the Cajun people. You know, I feel like myself, especially my wife, gave a lot to basketball, especially on the girls' side, biddy basketball. I would just want people to come out and walk and support her, because what we'll do with the funds is provide a scholarship for somebody from Acadiana that either has cancer or that their family's fighting cancers, so they can continue their education and be a part of our family. And so we haven't given any scholarship yet. We're still raising funds for it, and the walk will raise funds for that scholarship. It's Garry Brodhead Foundation Scholarship at the University of Louisiana. So we're very proud to be a part of that, and hope we'll make bigger advancements in us just talking about something. Sometimes I think when you communicate more about things, it just advances. And, you know, there's so many good medical treatments now, and I see, you know, to me, it's just positive things that I've seen come out of some negative situations. Question?
Is it going to be hard to play basketball?
It's not, you know, because it's a passion, you know. It's so easy to coach in those kind of games because the players, you know, and I know Dr. Maggart's been in our locker room last year with these cancer survivors, and it's like energy. I mean, there's so much energy in there because, you know, they're fighting their fight, and we're getting ready to go play. And man, we're getting ready to play for somebody. You know, we pick most of the players will have somebody's name on their back that they're playing for. So it's a motivation, you know. And then we know that we need to play Texas State, and even with a young team, I think they're going to respond. You know, they're going to fight. You know. So it's to me, it's one of the funner games. You know, and it's to me what life's about. You know, sports are supposed to inspire. I mean, that's why I coach, to try to inspire, and I think it gives these kids a chance to inspire people that are fighting a different disease. You know, so I'm very blessed to be put in this position on Saturday, to have experience with it, but at the same time want to give back so much. You know, and I think we have the right. I know we have the right administration to even continue to do better. You know, with our walk, it's our first year. We have no clue how many walkers we have, but I know we're going to have a great leader in Dr. Maggart and his wife leading the way. And, you know, that's how you start things. And so we're starting a walk that hopefully we can, you know, make a difference in all of Acadiana.
Coach, with this season, you guys were thinking maybe you might have to play into the tournament. Now you guys are in position to get a good seed. How have you been able to kind of keep them focused on the task of game, the ups and downs? You know,
we talk about you know, you go and you look at great coaches, you know, like Jim Valvano, that passed of cancer. You know, when I get to this time of the year, I started looking at successful coaches, and you know, I know Kevin knows we use this already: survive and advance. You know, we're at a situation where we can't go back. You know, we lost some really close games, but you know, you can't go back. You got to keep moving forward. So, you know, Saturday in the game, that's what we talked about. You know, we got to survive this. You know, this is where we at. Okay, we're gonna take it one game at a time. We have 5 games left now, and they're a young team, and they can really focus on what's happening now. It's hard for them to focus on what can happen, and so that's what we try to do. You know, and I mean, we've taken you know, we really try to take pride in our defense. You know, and it hasn't been great all year, but we're getting better, and I'm very proud of the kids because they're working really hard at it, and the coaches. But we're taking that you know, that kill that we used and those stops and all that, and trying to take pride in trying to make stops. Because you know, you hear Krzyzewski and you hear all these great coaches now, and Gino and all these guys, and that's all they're talking about right now. And I mean, I've been talking about you got to make stops to win, and that's what they're saying right now. Well, if we're going to get in the tournament and match up against somebody, we got to make stops. I don't hear anybody saying we got to make threes or we got to do. And I mean, that's what our approach is, you know. And I feel really good about it. I don't know why, you know. It's always have that feel of that team that maybe be a little bit underdog, and you know, people are kind of counting you out, and maybe a chip on your shoulder. And so I feel really good about the rest of the season. But you know, Saturday will be a big game, and you know, each game that we go into is going to be a big game, you know, but we're trying to fight for that seed. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, right now we pretty, you know, I mean, I think we've taken care of business to get into the tournament, but, you know, we would really like to get a home, even though we finished in 7th or 8th, we'd get a home game. It would be a lot easier than getting on the road on the Monday and then having to fly back to New Orleans on the Wednesday and play again. It makes it a little bit more difficult. And what I like about it is everybody tries to make the game a little bit more difficult for the underdog. They don't want the top seed to always win. I like being the underdog. You know, make me play 5 games. I don't care. You know, and my kids are like that. So it is what it is. We'll take where we at and make the best of it.
Is it a little more clear after the weekend results throughout the conference than last Monday, or it's still?
No, it's Kevin. It's still, you know, we could finish anywhere from, you know, 6th to 10th. You know. And I mean, and just by winning a couple of games too, you know, not relying on anybody else. So it's kind of wide open. You know, you're looking at from Arkansas State to Texas State, Coastal Carolina. I mean, we all have 5 wins, and it could go, you know, every which way. And everybody's got to kind of play each other, you know. So I think it's wide open. You know, we would really like that 6th seed, you know, even or 7th seed, just you know. I don't know if it's good to not play an extra game for us. I like it to be home. The 7th seed would give us that extra game and then play, because I know we always, that first game in the tournament was usually I mean, last year we played Georgia Southern at triple overtime. The year before, we beat ULM barely, you know, in the first game, and then we rolled the second game. So, you know, I don't know, with a young team, it's just tough to play 4, but, you know, I don't know if it would make that much difference.
How much will the one game this week ensure that maybe Ty will be healthy and that Skylar will play?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have, I think it's going to be a good week. You know, I tell you what, our medical staff had done a great job of handling both those kids. You know, I mean, Ty went into the beginning of the week not looking good, not even to play. And at the end of the week, she looked way better than the week before. So they did a great job. And they'll do another good job this week because of that Thursday off. And with Sky, she's coming out the boot this week. And, you know, I think they'll take their time. But I think we're going to see her. I mean, I don't know how much we'll see her, but I think we'll see her. And she's ready to play. And I'm excited about those 2 girls because I'm hearing them, man, Coach, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play. So it's a good thing. And, you know, Travis Swallow has done a great job of making sure that we're, you know, they are rehabbing and moving in the right direction.
What stands out about Texas State is going to be a challenge? Obviously, like you said, you kind of inspired from the campus.
You know, a few years ago, they always played big. And, you know, we were at a spring meeting, and there was 2 or 3 coaches that said, man, we want to play like the Cajuns. You know, we want to play small ball. And she switched over, and it took her a couple of years to understand that if you're going to play small ball, that you got to defend. And that's what I think is going to cause us some problem. They really have got better defensively. You know, they're playing still small ball. I think they've been up and down like us a little bit because they hadn't shot it as well. And so I think that's going to be one of the main things, you know, is we got to make sure that we locate their guards. Their guards can really shoot it. We got to locate their guards early and make sure that we defend as well as we can. But I think it's a great matchup, you know. I love playing them, you know. They're very competitive. And Coach Antoine does a good job with her group.
Anything else? You know, with Ty Doucette being injured, and she's obviously a big part of what you guys do, rebounding the basketball, have you talked to the rest of your team about maybe a different strategy, team rebounding, maybe having the guards stay in a little bit more, help rebounding, things like that, with her not being able to be on the floor as much as you'd like?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. That's what we do, you know. And we got Kendall Best. She started the game, and Kendall can rebound. And I thought she takes a little bit of pride, and she's an energy player like Coco Daniels. And I thought they've done more. You know, Ty is the scorer, man. You know, I think, you know, the little bit limited minutes, she scored 12 points. And, I mean, she was at one time 6 for 6 from the field. I mean, she's really good around the goal. But she didn't rebound it as well. Even when she was in the games, I didn't find she was not as aggressive in the game. And we talk about when we're on the defensive side, we rebound all 5. And we keep everybody in. Now on the offensive, when we're on the offensive side, we send 2 people back, so we only rebound with 3. But our thing is when we're going to make a stop on the defensive side, we need to make sure we're getting the rebound. And we've gotten better at it, but because we rebound all 5. And it depends, you know, if you're playing somebody like Texas State or Troy that shoots a lot of threes, you get a lot of long rebounds, so the guards, you know, are going to have to rebound, you know. So it's kind of part of that we try to do. It doesn't always work out for us, but that's kind of what the game plan is.